Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Sit Back with Shaq. Firstly, let me apologize. We were supposed to have this show yesterday, but sadly, we had some technical difficulties and we couldn't get it off ground. But today, we are back to normal and we're set to go with another edition of Sit Back with Shaq. Today, of course, we got two wonderful guests on the show with us, and the show is brought to you by the Bristol Institute of Business Management. Thank you so much, guys, for being a part of the show. We've got a fantastic guest who's going to be talking to us all about his passion about drawing, and a phenomenal animator and a graphic artist. We're going to be talking to him, and of course we also have a live music session by Andrea Melissa, and we're going to be basically having a chat with her, and she's going to be performing for us live right here on the show. So we're set to kickstart Sit Back with Shaq right here. It's a Thursday night, even though we usually do it every Wednesday night. Like I said, apologies for not basically being on yesterday. We are set to go and going to take a quick break. We'll be back with our wonderful guest right after this break on the show. We live in a world that requires answers for complex problems. To understand the intricacy of details, we need fresh minds and individuals dedicated to answer the world's calling. At the Bristol Institute of Business Management, we are looking for more of the best minds, more free thinkers, and more problem solvers to gear them for that very call. Here's to those who want more from life, who want more from the things that actually matter. A whole new take, a whole new vision. To those who see much more in the little things, who want more from challenging the bigger things. To those who go for the goal. An arsenal of academics who strive for more. Here's to every one of them, and here's to more and more. A network of leaders who change more than the ordinary. This is much more than just an MBA. This is an MBA that will change the way you work. Welcome to the MBA from the University of the West of England. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is Sit Back with Shaq right here, coming to you live on the PodHub Facebook page, and we are all set to go. Show's brought to you by the Bristol Institute of Business Management. I'm going to give you details on the Bristol Institute, and of course, all set for their July intake as we move along with the show. All right, it's time for us to introduce our guest on the show right now. And like I said, a phenomenal animator, a graphic artist, and he's a multifaceted, talented individual. It's Randy Chris Perera, who is all set to go right here on the show. Hi, Randy. How are you?
Hi, thanks, Shaq, for that's an awesome intro, and doing fine. Yeah, sorry about it as well. Some technical difficulties.
Well, the
Yeah, doing fine.
technical difficulty wasn't all your fault. That's good to know. I think we've got technical difficulties on our
Okay,
side also yesterday. So
okay. All
okay,
right, man.
Randy.
I just
That's not a problem, but we got you on the show right now, and of course, we need to find out more about this individual, Randy Chris Perera. Randy, you, of course, an animator, if I can introduce you as an animator, a graphic artist, and something that I think maybe it's the ideal time for us to talk about is the fact that I've known Randy for a long time, where we obviously have been working at the previous radio
yeah.
station, and at that point, Randy, you were working in the library of the TV station, weren't you?
Yeah, exactly. You remember. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I started working there way back in 2004, and till 2008, I was in the Department of Production Division, library. So basically handling all the, video footage that's going in and out daily, on a daily. So, yeah, so, but I still used to check out USFM and Shaq and Mark Ross, and I'm a huge fan of the whole show. I mean, the whole thing. I mean, huge fan. So yeah, I mean, having worked at a kind of a broadcast TV and television place, and then uh, it was a good place to, like, for me to really extract a lot of you know how production is done, producing and video making, all of that. So it has been an awesome journey till then, and I always, even there as well, I try to push my way to, like, to even draw things and stuff. I remember approaching, Rudy and whoever, if I can start, drawing the DJs, and tr- contributing in some kind of way. And yeah, I remember,
But
like,
you were
passing you guys. Yeah.
you were a really quiet guy. I mean, we hardly knew if you were even around. You were like a little mouse, and you hardly spoke to anybody. And I still remember when we actually had to speak to you. We had to come close to you to, of course, hear what you had to say, because you're so soft spoken then. But glad to see that things have completely changed right now, Randy.
I hope that's the case. And I'm kind of soft spoken, I guess, but I'm working on it. Yeah, naturally I'm like kind of like that. But always that, the want to create stuff was always there, like, to be a part of you guys way back from back then. Also, like, I still remember that hunger to, like, really be a part of something awesome like that.
Okay, Randy, let's talk about yourself. Let's start from the beginning. How or when did you actually get the love to draw?
Yeah, so it started from the very young ages. My dad can draw quite a bit, but he never actually pursued it in that sense. But so, like, when I was like 5 years old, they would, like, teach me a couple of hints here and there, a couple of tips, and gave me the free time to just scribble on. And this gave me this huge book and black book just for me to just scribble on. And from there onwards, like, there were no internet or anything for us, like, really get inspiration from. But all I could remember was, like, waiting till 5 p.m. till the clock comes there, the MT channel one. It used to play all these cartoons. We were, like, really waiting until it came. And it was the whole world that, I was inspired by, to recreate that, and create my own worlds, and draw it. And from there onwards, at school I also, like, slowly developed, and I saw a lot of people asking me to, can you draw this for me and do this assignment for me and stuff like that. So it slowly grew from there. And I was, like, caught up in my own world, and observing and trying things out. And slowly, it just came up to a point where I wanted to make my own creations and animations. So um, uh, you know so it was a slow journey, because way back then there were not much resources as well, like, but it's been great. It's been a cool journey till then.
Randy, who bought your first computer for you, or did you save up and did you buy the first computer yourself, or did somebody obviously recognize your talent at that point and said, "Listen, Randy, I don't think you should be basically coloring books anymore. It's time for you to get on to the big world, and here's the computer."
Yeah.
How did that process work?
Yeah, I mean, that's a hard transition, but I remember we got our first computer back in when I was in doing my O levels, and there I started. I was just drawing on the Paint app as well. And actually, even now when I was in department as well, I was still drawing on Paint here and there. I remember I was trying to do the backdrop for Planet Pulse, those programs and such. So I was drawing on Paint, and so limited, but I really tried the shadings and all that. Well, I know, I did a course back in, right after I did ALS as well, a small course, and there I got a little knowledge. And but unfortunately I couldn't really keep it up because I didn't have my own computer at home. So I actually got my proper workstation 2013, 7 years back, and ever since I was like, working. I had the more time to work on my own stuff. Till then, I think the only stuff that I is to go to work, and at the workplace only there was the computer available. Um, yeah, so
It was a
2013 was the day, yeah, yeah,
tough journey. But here's a question I want you to basically think about. Right now, you're obviously living your dream, aren't you? This is what you always wanted to do.
yeah. I mean, creating content and storytelling in my own way. It is a huge dream. I mean, when I was a kid, I remember I collect all these DVDs and CDs and stuff, and my biggest dream was like make an album cover for like all these, all these illustrations of all these artists, and but it's so crazy that now I'm here. I can't even believe. Uh, I mean, those dreams that I held back then is still there. I mean, now when I look back, it's like really crazy. But keeping on, keeping at it, and really trying to somehow make it happen. Somehow has got me here. So making short stories, music videos, even movies, animated, is my dream, and I'm really working on a movie as well. It's like doing research, and that's the next dream for me. Like yeah.
Well, is your I mean, okay, here's let me just word this question correctly. Would you say that your profession now has turned out to be a passion, or is your passion that you obviously lived or that you had all along is now your profession? Which one would it actually be?
It's very strange, actually. I mean, I think it's more to do with my passion becoming something that has become a career. Um, it's not easy to follow the passion and really make it work. Even when I was working at corporate jobs as well, I used to always still do sketches on my sketchbooks and try to vent out what I had in my head, like kept at it, so, but I wasn't in a place where I could really go at it full throttle. So I had to stable myself, do a particular, steady myself to really take that leap. And actually, I couldn't even think of taking that leap because it was a hustle. I mean, I wasn't in a position to do what I do right now. But after a certain time, I got to a place where, okay, I'm doing the side hustle as well. A lot of freelance things are coming in, so now I can take a little bit of chance at least once in my, take a shot at it, right?
Right.
And do what I love. And if it doesn't work, go back to doing, you know. So I took this decision like 2018, 3 years back. I was enjoying working there. Like, it was a advertising agency, and but when you have that feeling that you're not pushed to your full potential, you're not fulfilled at the end of the day as well. So I told them, hey, I could do this. Nothing was happening, and so I took the decision, and it's a risky decision. I had two kids back then. The second one was just born, and I talked to my wifey, and you should try this at least once and give it a try and let the world see kind of what I could kind of, put out there. So with a little bit of motivational videos on Gary Vee and all of that stuff, and really took the leap, and I really went on, and slowly, but I really put in the work when I started off. Um, it's still, I will say that, it's a passion thing that kind of turned out to a career as well. Yeah, good question.
Randy, I'm going to ask you a question now. Basically, is there a future in animation in Sri Lanka? I mean, we're talking about the fact that you have taken a shot at it. You wanted to go
Yeah.
for it. You wanted to back your talent, and well done. You actually took on that risk. It must definitely must not have been an easy decision to make. But now you've been in it for about 3 years so far. Is there a
Yeah.
future in animation in Sri Lanka? And how hard is it to
Mm.
actually keep going locally at the moment?
Mm. Yeah, locally, I would say it's a bit of a bit hard to really make it because US in other countries, there are a lot of opportunities set up for you. What I saw was like you either end up working at a place and not finding your potential and stuff like that. But if you really pursue to go on your own, I think you had to put in a lot of work to really get to a place. You have to convince a lot of people, and your product has to be finished. And I mean, I didn't have higher studies on what I did as well, but I kind of I learned that okay, working at MTV and all that, how to really finish the product and put out there. So you spend time and on it and really work on it, and then only the clients will come back to you. I mean, so it's not easy being a solo person. If you're having a team, then it's it's very much better. But being a solo artist, you have to cover a lot of bases, like illustration to animation, and it's a lot of work, Shaq. I mean, it's kind of hard. Uh, but if you really put your mind to it, you can go at it.
Well,
mm,
here's
Also, yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Go on. Sorry, go on.
Yeah, I mean, I felt like uh, there is a better opportunity if you were abroad, because there are all these things set there. If they detect a talent, you have a place. You There's a place that you will belong. Here, you have to find your own way. That's what I kind of felt like. It's a bit of a hustle, So
Is it Randy?
for me, yeah, yeah.
Is it because the local market doesn't understand animation? Is that the reason? And I mean, when you're looking at videos, or possibly even when you're looking at commercials or anything like that, obviously everyone just goes directly into shooting it like a film. Now, for example, I mean, if everybody watching in right now, these are all Randy's creations that you can actually see on the screen, and you also have your daughter who's basically joined us on the show, which is nice.
Yeah,
That's great. So they're
she
all
loves
around you,
attention.
which is
Yeah.
very cute, very, very cute, as a matter of fact. So yeah, Randy's
All
creations
right.
on screen right now. So like I said, is it because that they don't understand animation in Sri Lanka? Is that why you're finding it difficult?
Uh, yeah, I mean, there are people who really understand, and majority of them kind of don't value the artistic side of it. But not unlike abroad, because they value the artistic side and the time that I might, and that's here. The It's very hard to say that there's a real marketplace for that and a value and a place. It's a big topic to really get into, and you know uh, it's very I mean,
So what you're saying is it's very
like
difficult to
yeah.
convince them. It's very difficult to convince
uh,
the local clients and ad agencies, maybe.
Yeah, I mean they are set to a particular format and not willing to take kind of sacrifice, as in like risks, and give things a shot. And they are pretty set in their ways, fixed. I mean, very rigid, like I might say. I have worked with a lot of agencies, but some of them are really trying to do some things different, jazz it up, and you know. Uh, they're safe, I would like to say, like playing by templates, like for people who are creative, as in like who wants to think out of the box. It's very hard for them to express themselves. I mean, it might be a unpopular opinion, but that's how I kind of feel like. Um, uh, there's not enough opportunity given for people identifying their skill set and uh, uh, taking it further from there. That's what I kind of felt like.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
I understand what you're trying to say. Basically, the fact that
Mm.
everybody's sort of fixated in one way of doing things, especially when it comes to
Mhm.
possibly commercials. And again, what we see right now on your screen is all Randy's creation, some fantastic stuff. Randy's been hounded by individuals abroad, which we will also basically touch on them as we move on. You obviously you said you want to live in your own world, you want to create your own world. Let me ask you something. How do you actually create a character? How does that come about for you? Do you
Mhm.
think about the character for a while? Your sketches, how do
Yeah.
you create a character, Randy?
Very good question. Like, first I would try to understand, the get inspiration from, if it's for a music video, I would like to understand what the song is about and what needs to be there and all of that. So I've like lived with characters all my life, like, imagining, and sketching it out, even back when I was a kid as well. Um, so sketches full of books full of sketches, and I would do a lot of research, and a lot of research is involved. The drawing is the easy part, I would say. um, you have to really get inspiration from a lot of places, um, I do a lot of sketching as well afterwards, and the background stuff as well. And after that, it's a lot to do with getting inspiration and recreating what you really see out there. Like a lot of brainstorming and lot of time and a lot of effort goes into those kind of things. Drawing and animating the last button to take up and run. I mean, the ideas and the brainstorming, bring the world together is the hard part. So
Who do you brainstorm
I'm
with? Who do you
yeah.
brainstorm with? Who do you brainstorm
Yeah,
with?
good question. Yeah, right now it's me and Posh, like my wifey.
Right.
She is also content writer, and yeah, so like it's like two worlds. Like she gives her, and so it's very intense when you brainstorm. I mean, like a lot of fights, arguments, like it's very interesting. Um, but I sometimes I wish I had a bigger team as well, like to bounce back ideas here and there. But right now it's me and Posh. So after we nail something down, sometimes we go back and redo it and all of that. But that's the most strenuous part of the whole process. Yeah.
So now
um,
you're talking about the time consumption factor for you to come up with a video, and how long, for example, hypothetically speaking, if we are to look at
mhm,
maybe a music video that you actually worked on,
mhm.
how long have you actually worked on that music video in terms of hours?
Yeah.
Because a music video is just about maybe 3 minutes or 3.5 or 4 minutes, and there's another great one that we actually see,
Mhm,
something that's sort of
mhm,
taken the world by storm. And how long
mhm.
did this music video actually take you to complete, Randy?
Yeah, Godzilla. So like, this is a passion project, and I had like a couple of weeks free on my listening work schedule. So I really wanted to do something I love. So I okay, there are all these ideas piled back in my head while I'm working on the projects. Okay, I want to do this when I get the free time. So this was one of that. All right. So, and Eminem just had dropped the latest album. So, and this track they were giving it a lot of attention. It had made some records as well. I mean, it had the fast verse that broke a record. So I thought, okay, I chose a track, and this would be the track. And then I thought, here I go. And usually I take like 7 days to finish a normal music video, right? And I remember I stigmatized one, and I drew mine for that thing. It took like 4 5 days because it was in a rush and it wasn't colored. But here it took at to 19 to 20 days, and that's like 15 hours of work. I mean, I know when I go into a project, it gets added more and more, and then days gets added, and I get carried away, and so this is one of those projects I really went all the way, and I could have finished it in 14 days, but I really added everything that I made a music video that I want to see with the lyrics and all the references in the video. um, so this is like the most hardest kind of videos to do. Like it takes 1920 and sometimes even a month to finish. Yeah.
So, in terms of your international response for this particular video, let's talk about that first
Mm,
before we actually go into the next one. What the process of you getting recognized internationally
mm,
for your work. Let's talk about the
mm.
recognition that this video actually got for you, Randy.
Yeah. So right after I posted, I mean, while I was on the this thing, I mean, verge of finishing it, they announced that they're gonna do an official video for Godzilla as well. And okay, I thought I better finish this up before they post their one. So I thought that would be best. So right after I posted, I mean, I posted 9 hours before they did their one. So and once I did that, I was like, I collapsed on the floor because I was like really exhausted from all the overnights and all of that. And then when I woke up, the views were like, off the roof. I couldn't believe it. Like, did I miss a comma here and there? Or no. I mean, then I was refreshing it. I mean, 1,000 views, like, adding up, and I couldn't even believe it. Like, right. And yeah, bombarded suddenly, like, the comments, and it just blew up like that. And uh, from there onwards, I started getting all these emails, like it's full of emails on 100 200, and sorting them out. This is the first week while we posted, and a lot of things got lost in those inboxes. One of those were an email sent from Interscope Records. One of the guys had just inquired something, but he hadn't mentioned it from Instagram, but in the signature later onwards we saw it was there, and then we approached them back, and we got back to them. You know, and the response from the fans were like overwhelming, and so encouraging to see, like, they're really, showing some love to some, hard work. And so in this initial first 7 days posted, Dex, also approached us in an email, and he really booked us, and I want to do this with you, paid in advance. And that was a big, yeah, that was big. And then afterwards, after like 10 days, he was saying, hey, I got a big artist collaborating, might happen, might not. And then they dropped the big one. Tech Nine is gonna, do the collaboration. Oh my God, again, I collapsed on the floor. And, he's been a huge fan. Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy, man. I mean, yeah, I mean, so we are just, then we are sorting through the emails and prioritizing them on what to do next and all of that. In there a lot of, now I'm packed till September with work, and a lot of people show. And in there, another awesome thing that happened was No Life Shack is a reaction video reaction guy, and he reaction, and he's like, he just went, he was stoked, and he told his his followers to give a subscribe. And then it really reached also, like, to 80K from 1,000 subscribers my channel. I mean, it's very overwhelming, Shaq. I mean, it definitely is a turning point in this journey that I have pursued. um yeah, so then I finished Dax's one last month, and did another music video before that, and working on one right now. So it's various artists, like independent artists, and people who are just coming into the scene, and they're just booking their places, and um, you know keeping it booked, and it's crazy the
I can
overwhelming
I can actually
response.
see, I can actually sense the excitement in your voice, because obviously you're really excited to live your dream, your passion at the moment. If there was anybody out there, everybody's talking about working from home. I think you are the epitome of working from home, because you got all these things sorted out at home right now. Randy, I don't know if you can actually do this for us, but do you think you can actually shift
Yeah.
the camera to anything that you're working on and to show us a little
Oh,
bit of anything that you're working on?
oh, sure. Okay. Well, it's very rough stages right now. Okay.
If you
There's
can,
one local.
if you
Yeah,
can,
sure,
yeah.
sure, sure.
We just
All
see, we
right.
just
So
basically do
this.
this and see. Randy can show us something that he's
All
working
right.
on. Okay.
Can you
So
see? Yeah.
yeah, can we can?
This is kind of a.
Is that part of a
All right.
music video or what's that?
It is actually, it's a local music video that I'm working with one of my team members, and
Okay.
I did little jazzing up here and there.
Right.
And this one is another one, a hip hop video,
Okay.
um, that I'm. So this is a character design stage right now, and you see there are like 1,000 layers here, and yeah, so this is some of the characters, and all in, you know, if you can,
Amazing.
yeah.
Absolutely amazing. Okay, we don't want too much of the information that you're actually working on right
Too much.
now. All right, Randy. The thing is this.
Right.
I'm really happy for you from where you were, that little boy who was actually working at the
Yeah.
in the library, so very quiet at that point.
Yeah.
But to what you are right now, honestly, Randy, what you are right now is you're actually bringing repute to this country, right? Because you are the
Oh, right.
most sought after animator in Sri Lanka.
Oh.
You and I have actually
Oh.
had this conversation off air. There are certain big names that have actually approached you, but unfortunately, we are in a situation where we can't drop those names. We can't talk about those
Yeah.
names, but I sincerely
Yeah.
hope everything works out for you. And maybe one day we can even see you walking off with one of the big awards that they actually walk off with at the Grammys. You
Oh,
never
man.
know. You never know. You just have to reach for the stars, my friend. That's all you do. You're
Exactly.
unbelievably talented, and you just have to basically go for it. And I'm pretty sure that in the next couple of years that we're going to hear so much about you. You might even have to relocate yourself to the US. We don't want to lose you. You never know when things happen the way it does. But we're so very
Yeah.
happy for you. Just before you go, Randy, just
Thank
before we
you.
let you go, we've got something called the Final Five. It's a final five questions
Oh.
that we ask all our guests on the show. And the five questions, they could be a bit
Mm.
uncomfortable, but we just want you to be straightforward
Okay.
with these questions, and let's see. Right? Whatever comes to your mind
All
at
right.
that point is gonna be your answer. You ready?
Okay. All right.
All right. Okay.
All right.
Here's your first question. Your first question. Describe a time when you worked hard on a project that was not well received by a client or a company. How did you handle it?
Ooh. Whoa. Okay. Yeah. Oh. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Well, it was a corporate job. I mean, yeah, it was corporate job. It's a video for a company profile thingy, and yeah, there was like a hell of a lot of changes coming in, and my fault. I hadn't communicated some of the things properly. Yeah, it was a bit of a you know hard.
How did you handle it? It didn't go down too well. What did you do? Did you fall down and cry? What did you do?
Mm, no, I am the kind of guy, like, I take full responsibility, as in, like, I would say, I would say, okay, this is my fault. This is what, okay, I would say, like, no, just defend myself. I know, somehow I did the change and followed through. Yeah,
You went through with it.
because yeah, I didn't want to leave anyone disappointed. Yeah.
Okay, good. All right. All right, here's your second question, right? What part of the body do you find it particularly tricky to draw when you start on something?
Oh, okay, okay. I'd say the feet and the basically the feet, yeah, knee down.
Really?
That's actually a lot of anatomy. Yeah.
Wow,
So
that
yeah,
I didn't think I was expecting maybe the nose or the cheekbones or something like that.
no,
But the feet, is it? That's you find it really tricky to
no,
draw the feet.
yeah. Yeah, I think because the face is my favorite thing to draw, so I'm always drawing the face. So that, maybe that's why the other things got neglected. The face down and from so face I'm like really yeah,
Okay, the feet.
that's
All
a
right.
strong point.
Here's your third question. Here's the third question, the final five. How do you handle the pressure of deadline changes?
Oh, it really high. I panic. I stress myself, and that's good in a way. Like yeah, and then um, yeah, a lot of planning, and I really panic about it. But I don't miss deadline anytime. Like I mean, it's all discipline. Like I think
Yeah,
it's coming from back from working at MTV. In the
right.
news division, deadlines and like yeah. So that's something I really should give thanks to. Like working at a place like that really drill down the discipline and strictness and delivering in time.
Wonderful.
So I get panic. I still get stressed. Yeah.
Good to hear. Good to hear. Stressful. That's how he handles his deadline changes. Okay, here's your fourth question on the show. All right. What has been the biggest challenge of your career so far?
Oh yeah. I think it's something strange. I mean, something kind of maybe not related, but the technical sides of things. Like not knowing the specs of computers. I mean, those kind of things I get lost in when something goes wrong with the computer
Right.
and I need help. Like for the smallest things, like I have no idea on installing, downloading, and all that jazz, and cracking things and all that. I'm really no clue.
Don't
That has
go
been
cracking things now.
no, I don't. Yeah, you're right.
almost
So yeah,
almost dropped a brick there, but no, let's not crack stuff all, okay? Let's not do that. All right. So
no, I'm using
obviously
the proper
technical stuff you're finding it difficult.
technical. Yeah,
All right. Here's your
yeah.
final question. Here's your final question. Do you like to work in a team or do you prefer to work in isolation?
Cool questions. Yeah, I mean, I definitely would like to work in a team, but it'll be counterproductive if I'm working with a team that is not focused on what we're doing. I mean, that has happened to me in the some of the places I worked with. Um, then I would rather just work on my own and a couple of people who would vibe with me in the same in the same uh, drift.
Wavelength.
But yeah, that's the word. Yeah. Oh yeah. So I really love working with the team. You bounce back ideas and team effort. I really love team effort. I mean, all the way. I mean, working at news again. Yeah.
This is wonderful. You know what, Randy?
So
I'm so happy that you haven't actually forgotten your past. From where you
yeah.
basically came up from, the discipline that, of course, the institution instilled on you at that point, and where you are right now. So we need to let you go right now, and but
All right.
honestly, we're really proud of you, Randy. You have done
Thank you.
such amazing work so far, and here's hoping that you obviously start turning out even bigger stuff. I am seriously hoping that the big name's going to be dropped very, very soon, and it'll be wonderful to actually have the Sri Lankan flag flying in videos done by international artists, and you are the only guy who can actually make it work right now. So here's wishing you all the very best, and thank you for accepting our invitation to come on the show.
Oh
I
man,
hope you had a great time, my
no,
friend.
thank you. Thank you for having me on, Shaq, man. Really awesome show, and I love it. And thanks for the support, man.
Not a problem. Anytime. You know, you can count on us anytime. Anytime. All right. Randy, thank you so much. Have
All right.
yourself a wonderful time and have a great night. Okay.
Cool.
Thank you so
Thanks.
much.
Peace out. Nice.
Not a problem. There you go. Randy Chris Perera coming to you live right here from his home. That's exactly what we do. We catch our guests chilling at home, sitting back and enjoying and having a chat. We're going to take a quick break right now. We've got a musical interlude coming your way with Andrea and Melissa going to be playing live for us on the other side of this break. Taking one. We'll be back right soon. This is Sit Back with Shaq right here, coming to you live on the Pod Hub platform.